What's going on, y'all? So listen.
So we are back again for another episode review of Married to Medicine. This is season 6 and the reunion part 1. Is it season 6? Yeah, season 6, girl, you know. But anyway, so when it starts off, we see everybody just getting there, okay? And then we see some commotion that's going on in the dressing room. I just want to know what the fuck was going on with Aiden, because Aiden was going, oh. And he was like, no, I got this shit. I got this shit. And he was like, we're going to defend my family. It's defend my family. I said, damn, Aiden, why you finna knuck if you buck, bitch? But, you know, it is what it is, because we already know that I hate, this is what I hate that happens. The girls are makeup throughout the season, and then they will go and watch everything play back, and then it'll bring back up old issues, and the drama comes back, and feelings still get hurt. Oh, you said that, you did that. I didn't know that you said all that. I thought we was cool, but you was over there making these remarks while we looking at the show, and so that bond or whatever that they had, it breaks, you know. And so therefore, that's why we get the drama that we get at the reunion and all that shit, and it's just a mess. And so, you know, Dr. Gregory is going to be there. The men are going to be there. We're looking forward to that. The show starts off. We saw that Simone and Toya, you know, Andy had to point out that they both had the ponytail, which was cute on both of them, I will say. I did like the blue on Quad. I don't know necessarily if I like the style of the dress, but since blue is my favorite color, I did love the blue on Quad. And because her skin made the blue pop, especially in her eyes, you know, so that was nice. I did not like Contessa's dress. Contessa, you know, she trying to make her little A-cups pop or whatever, you know, show her little boobs. I just didn't like the dress. It just didn't flow well with me. Jackie, you know, Jackie is Jackie, okay? But other than that, they get into the introductions and all that stuff, and then they start talking about the whole thing with Simone and Cecil and their marriage, and how when they left the last reunion, when they first came to the last reunion, they were on the edge of, in the verge of divorce. And so after going through all that stuff and you know, having people around them that's showing that they really do care about them and don't want them to divorce, and that they need to talk it out, they need to work it out, they need to do all that they can to keep themselves together. They showed that, you know, they was able to come back together and not get a divorce, work on thing. And Andy asked the question that we was wondering: if y'all supposed to be back together, why the fuck y'all just ain't go back to the same house with each other? And she was like, you know, for years that they had years and years of, you know, messed up communication, and you just can't all of a sudden go back to the same thing, because then, you know, if one, the problem ain't fixed yet, so therefore they had to work on that problem in order to come back together. So the way that Simone said it, I guess I understood it. And then here come Andy, messy ass. He was like, have you ever spoken to Tammy? And then I was like, girl, because he made a joke earlier when they was in the dressing room and said, guess what? Tammy gonna be here. I said, bitch, somebody in the comments said, what if Tammy comes, okay? What if Tammy shows up at that goddamn reunion, bitch? I said, you know, Andy messy enough to do some shit like that. He messy enough to pull a rabbit out the hat like that. So to answer that question, whether or not Simone has, you know, spoken to Tammy since, she said no, she hasn't spoken to her. She had already cut off contact with her, but her and Cecil are fine. You know, she do miss being in the house by herself at the North House. You know, she miss being able to just come home and do whatever she wants and not have to cook dinner and, you know, not have to eat dinner at the house, go out and meet her girlfriends and all that stuff. I was like, damn, Simone, you just want to be single or some shit? What the fuck? She just want to be boyfriend and girlfriend that don't live with each other. That's what it seemed like she want to do. But I get it. I get it. Moving on from that, they start talking about Contessa. Child, they gonna wear Contessa. I already see it. They about to wear Contessa ass out. Okay, for a second. You know, they started off right off the bat. They started talking about how, you know, Contessa's father was sick and how she went on ahead and did the double mastectomy. She said her father now, he's doing a little bit better. You know, that's her everything. And, you know, she said that he's decided finally to go ahead and to, you know, get surgery, not get surgery, but get treatment for his prostate cancer. He started 2 weeks ago. Since they take this, oh my God, speaking of cancer, did y'all hear the news that Gabe Trina Braxton of the Braxton Family Values, her ex-husband, Gabe Solis, You know, you got the one who likes to play around and cheat on the internet. That Gabe, he died from cancer. The news came out today. I was sitting here like, what the fuck? We just seen him on y'all and Fix His Life, Fix My Life, like last season, 2 seasons ago. That's crazy. They said he was struggling with they was battling the cancer quietly. So it had to been something that I'm thinking either pancreatic or one of those colon cancers or prostate, one of those things that take you out quick, probably didn't have I don't know. That's sad as shit. But yeah, I just want to put that out there. But moving on from that, they started talking about her breast and, what type of surgery that she had. And she said basically she got all the, she had a double mastectomy, a plastic double mastectomy where they took out all the breast tissue, left the skin and the nipple, and reconstructed her boob with implants. And they showed the clip of Dr. Heavenly talking about men like breasts, okay? Men like breasts, and why the fuck would you go up in there and get a double mastectomy and come back out with reconstruction and all that stuff and come back out the same ass size, okay? Get you a double D cup or some shit like that. Baby, let me tell you something. For some people, y'all may like having big boobs and shit like that. Niggas, you may like that too or whatever. But let me just tell you something. It's not a walk in the park for everybody. Because, bitch, when I get the time to do this, Ashley is getting mine reduced, okay? Because I'm a double. I'm a double, okay, bitch? These motherfuckers, they hang. They too goddamn much on my chest. Let me just tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. My mother, and I get it from my goddamn mama. My mom went and got a mammogram, right? And she's been having trouble with her breathing and stuff like that. She already got some health issues going on. Been helping her out with that. Baby, she went and had her goddamn mammogram. They weigh your boobs, okay? Each boob on her goddamn chest. She's holding 65 pounds on her chest alone. Because one of her boob is like 32 and the other one is like 33 or 32 point something. Like, pounds. Each tick. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole little kid. And that's a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got time for that. I said, Mom, we're gonna go get them things reduced, okay? We got to, it's a health issue at this point. Like, Y'all, ooh, I pray, and I just see these women going out here getting these big ass boobs, and I be just sitting here like, your back gonna hurt. You're gonna change your mind soon. But, okay, do what you do. But anyway, so they started talking about that. And, they was talking about how she didn't. Wait, Dr. Heavenly was like, well, I must have didn't get a full look at the finished product because it looked fine with them double D. She said, girl, ain't no double D or whatever. Dr. Jackie had to chime in and said, you gonna have to look good with you don't gotta have no double Ds to feel sexy and be sexy or whatever. You can be flat on the front and flat in the back, because Simone was chiming in and Simone said something about, boobs, you can be cute or whatever with flat chest and everything. And she said you can be cute with a flat ass as well. So they was throwing shots at each other. Now, see, real friends can do shit like that, okay? And you can tell that they real friends because they ain't take offense to it. Dr. Jackie did admit that when she was trying to get Contessa out the house and saying that she needed to get out the house, she said she felt like she was trying to put herself onto Contessa, or she was thinking more so about her own self because her situation was different. She said mentally she was ready to get out. She had to get out because we know how Dr. Jackie is. She's always on the go. She needs to be charging. She needs to go see something. She just can't sit still and not do nothing. And they also feel as though, Simone said it, she was not really put on like house arrest or not house arrest, but house rest or whatever, bed rest or whatever, saying that you can't go out necessarily, and she just felt like, she was doing this shit to avoid certain people in the group, like Toya. And she was like, bitch, I'm just gonna tell you this, you faking, you a fraud, especially with the story that you told when you didn't want to come to Toya's party about your dad. I said, goddamn, Simone, we started off like this already. Here go Contessa. Contessa throughout the whole thing was like this. Y'all seen that shit when they was doing first of all, let's go back to when Dr. Jackie said you ain't gotta have big titties and all that shit. You can be looking good with flat chest and all that, and flat ass and all that shit. Bitch, when she said that, Dr. Heavenly looked at her like this. Did you see how she looked her up and down like? That shit blew me. That was funny to me. But when Contessa was talking throughout her whole segment, okay, Andy was asking her questions. Here she go. And then when Simone hit her with, I think you were faking, you a fraud, she was like, I was like, girl, get your face together. Come on, Gifts. Come on, Gifts. I said, girl, you know, you up there trying to sit up there prim and proper, but hey, they finna get that ass. Everybody finna get their ass towed up. So they continue. She said Simone called Contessa a liar and a fraud. And my whole thing is, I don't think that she is a liar or a fraud. I don't think that Contessa would be that type of person that would actually, well, I don't think she's a liar. I can't say a fraud because I don't know her like that, but from what I've seen, I don't think that she would just use her father as an excuse not to show up. And she has always been that type of person that we seen. If she said something, she'll say it. You know, she randomly came out her mouth with some stuff and didn't take it back. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't see it. But I just feel like Simone was in her feelings a little bit. And Simone, you know, she overdoes it a little sometimes. And we've seen that happen before. And they were just going back and forth and, you know, talking about her not wanting to be around Toya. And Toya was over there making side comments and all that stuff and side-eyeing and whoop-de-whoop. It was real stupid if you ask me, because at the end of the day, do I feel as though Contessa was not trying to be around them girls because of Toya? No, because if that's the case, she would have stayed away from her. She would have been put that out there. It is what it is. But they did call her out on that you know, you was talking stuff about her and Antigua, and then you try to come over there and give her a kiss and all that stuff, a hug. She was like, bitch, it's called being cordial. And I was like, well, yeah, that is what it's called. But, you know, if I have a problem with somebody and I suspect them of doing harm to me on purpose, I'm not going to go over there and try to fake nice with them. No, that's not how we roll over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep my distance because, bitch, you tried to hurt me in my mind. You know, that's what you said, right? But, they said, do you take back anything that you said about Toya or whatever she said about that situation? She was like, no. Okay, it is what it is. Jackie, they asked Jackie, do she feel that, you know, she was staying away from the group? And she said, I asked her, at first I did feel as that was the case, you know, because of the Toya thing. But I asked her, she said no, and I just let it go. And see, that's the thing with Simone. She can't let shit go. She just can't let shit go. But they kill me how they get so heated with one another, and then when they go to the next segment, they're all laughing and joking with each other about everything, you know. So they had to bring in a segment about the kids growing up and to break up the whole bullshit that was happening, and everybody was just laughing and talking, and even Contessa was commenting on you know, Simone and her parenting and, you know, laughing with it and all that stuff. I said, bitch, she just called you a bitch. She just called you a bitch. I know it's edited and shit, but damn, it just wouldn't be me. You know, I just know some people be saying in the comments or on my Instagrams and stuff like that, oh girl, you should be up on the on these shows and tell them how it's done and all this stuff. I just couldn't do it, y'all. I'm so sorry I couldn't do it because listen, you cannot put me into a contract and say you have to film at this time, you have to like this person, or you have to be around this person, because in my real life, if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you, and I'm not going to put myself in a position where I have to be by you. I don't care if I'm getting paid or not, but if I do have to be by you, I'm not going to sit here and fake a conversation and fake like I like you, fake being cordial. I'm just not going to say nothing to you. And if you call me out my name and we get into a heated thing like this, bitch, I can't snap about that shit. I be getting into arguments with my own goddamn sister, bitch. I be pissed, okay? Give me a few days. Give me a few days, okay? Not right away snapping out of that shit, bitch. It just ain't gonna happen. That ain't how my personality work. But, you know, to each his own. Some of y'all can do that, but Ashley just can't. Moving on from that, the segment, I will say, seeing the kids grow up throughout the years, especially Alora from 2014 to 2018, and then seeing Michael and Miles from when they first started to now, it was a really nice little segment to show the kids maturing, and you know how Michael and Michael is so much like Simone, and Miles is so much, you know, calmer like his dad, and you know, things of that such, and everybody's just, you know, being happy about that, and you know, talking about the birds and the bees talk, and you know, because Toya had you know, accidentally said, you know, that she was having sex with Eugene before they was married in front of the boys, and how they had that discussion. She said, no girl, not yet. Okay. You know, to see what's her name, Mariah, in her element with her daughter, talking about the chastity belt and stuff. To be quite honest, Mariah didn't necessarily get on my nerves this season. I have to admit that. All right, Mariah, bitch. What we trying to do? Girl, anyway, we found out that Heavenly has 3 kids. She has Damon Jr., she has Laura, and she has a 17-year-old son, Zachary, and Zachary refuses to film. So that's why we never see him. And Dr. Jackie, when they were talking about the sex talk, because Contessa was like, when is the age, or when do you think that you should start talking about sex and all that shit? Bitch, Dr. Jackie came out her mouth and said one of her youngest patients that she's ever had was 10 years old, and the father was 13. I said, bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck? Girl, shit like that do be happening, though. But that was a cute little segment, I will say. Bitch, and when Simone said, you got to think about the things that you do and not trying to get your little Peter with or whatever suck, I said, girl, what? You could have said dick. You could have said penis. You could have said peen. You could have said whatever else. But Peter with or whatever she said, I was like, girl, leave it to Simone. So they started talking about how doctors make the worst patients. Aiden being sick. The guys talking about when they had viral meningitis. How you telling the patient if the patient is telling you, I had this headache or I was feeling this way for 5 days, and you like, well, why didn't you come in and say anything? You did the same thing. That's what somebody would have been saying to you, but you just sat there and you just let it go on for days or whatever. So, yeah, they was discussing that about how the doctors become the worst patients and, giving props to Contessa about the whole thing with, her daughter who was choking and how she went from mommy mode to doctor right then and there. Bitch, that shit to this day, that shit took me out. I ain't even gonna lie, because the way she did that shit so smoothly and she was calm and shit. See, they tell you, you're not supposed to panic in certain situations. That's how come people drown, because they panic, okay? It's not because they can't swim or whatever. It's because they panic, bitch. And that's easier said than done, because a bitch would have been all like, oh my God, what the fuck to do? Baby probably would have been choked out, and I'm just, but those instincts do pop up. And she went back to being calm like that, like it was nothing. I said, goddamn, Contessa, that's their army training and their doctor training too, so I get it. But moving on from that, they start talking about, Heavenly going on her spiritual journey. They said something else. Therapy. They was talking about therapy and how people was glad that they put it out there, because it's such a stigma about going to counseling and therapy and all that. And of course, Quad, they had to ask her, since she was married to Dr. Gregory and he was a psychiatrist, and she has to give this answer that was like, so by the I don't know what is that how Quad really talks. Like, something deep down inside of me says when these cameras are down and she's just by herself and she's with her girlfriends or whatever, she is not talking all like that. And when it's like she puts on a show, am I the only one who sees that? Like, when she was giving that answer, so when we had this group and we was just doing all of this and all of that, and, it was very much needed. And it's just really, really proper, that the way that she talks and all this stuff, and it's like she's just trying to put on a show, like she's going in for an interview and she's making sure she enunciates everything to the motherfucking T, and it irritates me, because it just doesn't sound real coming from her at all. And so, they started speaking about Heavenly and her journey on going to find who she is, and speaking on her family and how she hasn't spoken to her sister since the whole airing of the show, whatever. And she was just saying that they was just like, it seems like she's the brunt of all of your issues, especially with Mariah. Yeah, that is what it is. Okay, you're projecting whatever you was feeling for her onto Mariah. And so it was like, what is it about Heavenly that you couldn't get with, or whatever, Mariah? She said, I just can't stand when she calls me so many liars. I don't like being called a liar when I'm not a liar. And it was like, well, you are a liar. And I said, well, shit, bitch. Child, Mariah said that Daddy, a.k.a. Dr. Damon, tried to hit on Mama Lucy the first time they went to her house. Girl, ain't nobody... We ain't even finna address that. We not even finna go there. Moving on from that. They was just speaking about how Heavenly likes to deflect, and what does her mother feel about her saying the things that she said. She said my mother didn't feel anything. She was okay with it because she know that the truth are the truth, and Dr. Jackie was just saying how, in certain black homes or whatever, they have this no failure policy and stuff like that, and sometimes you don't say I love you, but it's already known that you love them, but you need to say I love you and shit like that. Then they get into the whole thing between Heavenly and Mariah supposedly making up and all this stuff, and they start saying, what is it about each other that you don't like? Give it to me in one sentence. And Mariah said she never said that she didn't like Heavenly. It was just that she makes offensive comments about her mom. And she was like, okay, when I say your mama, I don't take it too seriously. It's nothing to me. It's like a childhood joke. That's what it is. And so when you come at me and you talking about my husband and saying all this stuff about him, that's unwarranted because he's a very respectable one of the top physicians in Atlanta and all this stuff, and you don't do no shit like that. And Mariah was like, my mom too. Bitch, Quiet was rolling them eyes, fluttering them eyes and everything like, bitch, please. And Mariah, girl, you did lie. Okay, you want to say that you are not a liar. You want Heavenly to stop calling you a liar, but one of the biggest lies that you told this whole season was when you said that you got the receipts that Damon was fucking with other people besides Heavenly, and those receipts never showed up. Heavenly pulled out her reading glasses so that she can see those receipts, and they never pulled up. As soon as they started talking about that, you wanted to say, no, I'm done. I need to take a break. I'm tired of talking about this. Oh, now you want to take a break? Now you need to break? Because ain't no receipts, bitch, and we knew that. Okay, I'm going to have to say this. I don't like Mariah's hair or makeup on here. I don't know. One of them, either both or one of them are making her look older than what she is, okay? Especially when she get mad and she crunches her face up like that. It's making her look older than what she is. But them receipts, bitch, she claims she needed to break whatever. Aiden claims to have got the stuff in the folder. I said, Aiden, you's a bitch. You are a bitch, okay, for that one. If it's really something in that folder, or you just using props, okay? Sans Kenya Moore. You out here using props and shit, or whatever. And then, at this point, we talking about Damon, Heavenly, and Mariah. Quiet gets in there and say, yes, bitch, you are a fucking liar. You do this shit all the time. You lied on me trying to make it seem as if I slept with your sister's husband. She was like, bitch, yes, the fuck you did. She was like, no, I did not. And I'm going to bring this up today because we're going to clear this shit out. Andy is looking confused as shit because this is the first time he's heard about this. He's like, so she's accusing you of sleeping with her sister's husband, her brother-in-law, while you were married to Dr. Greg? She was like, no, this was before. Okay, and so Andy was like, so if she never brought this up on the show, why are you bringing it up now? It ain't out there. It was like, if this 6 years ago, why are you bringing this up now? It was like, because it's a blog that Mariah supposedly sponsored, who had put it out there recently. I said, well, damn. And they was like, well, why would she want to hurt her sister to get at you, her sister and her brother-in-law to get at you if it's a lie? It was like, because she don't give a fuck about who she hurt and who this and who that. And I was just like, oh, okay. I don't know who to believe. Do y'all think that Quiet stepped with the man? Bitch, Mariah said, what the fuck you won't do is call me no goddamn lie, you scum of the earth. She called her scum of the earth. And then she called her, Mariah was called a hoe. And then she was like, bitch, let me just tell you this. Let me tell you this. And I put my right hand for God. Me and my sister came over to your house, bitch. You was wearing his t-shirt. You smelled like him. And you had a stack of his business cards in the house. I said, bitch, Quiet. You got some explaining to do, bitch. Not a stack of the business cards. God damn. Okay. And then they just started mudslinging. Mariah called her scum. Then at that point, Quiet called her a cokehead. And she said, bitch, I have never done coke a day in my life, okay? I don't even know why you here. You're not even married to medicine, my love. And I was like, well, shit, bitch. And that's how the shit ended, okay? Bitch, y'all ended on a good note, all right? Y'all tell me how y'all felt about this first part of this reunion. And I will see y'all next week for part 2. Peace.